how you communicate with your players and what you show them when they get on there, just all encompassing. How does it make your job easier?
Yeah, I think from the communication aspect with the quarterback, that's been huge. Just being able to relay the play in faster. We played pretty fast last year, but we're anticipating to be able to play a little bit faster this year because you're basically just cutting out one level of communication where there doesn't have to be a signal in from the sideline to the quarterback. So now that play gets directly relayed into the quarterback, and we can operate faster. It's been good for me too to be able to give him kind of reminders in between plays. I think that's one thing. You got to be careful of as an offensive coordinator, as a play caller, when you're talking to that guy in the game is, you don't want to give him too much information where it kind of clouds what he's thinking about, right? Just give him a couple quick, reminders, coaching points, and let those guys go play. You got to, trust the preparation all week and that they've studied and they know what they're doing and can go out there and execute the play. So, but the communication's been awesome. I know all the quarterbacks really like it. The way that we operate, where the quarterback handles a lot of the signaling and protections and those kind of things. It's helped those guys operate and learn the system a little bit easier than it was before. And then the iPads are going to be huge. I think we got to do a trial run during one of the scrimmages and coming over and being able to see exactly what happened on the drive before and being able to anticipate. I think that's something that everybody around the country really is going to have to work through week to week, from week 1 to week 2 to week 3. I think everybody's going to figure out the kinks of how that thing works and what's the best practices on getting together as a staff and making adjustments between drives and how that communication works between player and coach and all those kind of things. So excited to kind of get into that and see what that's really like on a game day, because it was a pretty cool deal for the scrimmage to be able to do that.
Jordan McLeod behind center this year, a little different than the quarterback situation last year. But how similar would you say he is to like a Lindsey Scott from when you were at Incarnate Word and his abilities out there?
Yeah, I think there's each quarterback that I've coached has been a little bit different from skill set standpoint. I think probably where he's most similar to Lindsey is just just being a decision maker and being able to get the ball where it needs to go. I think he's really smart. He's played a lot of snaps. He knows what the defenses are trying to do, and he knows kind of where he needs to get the football on the different plays. So I think his decision making is something that I've been really encouraged with, and thinking he's doing a great job with that.
Looking at these past scrimmages, just what have you learned from your offense and how have they kind of improved since y'all started fall camp?
Yeah, I think throughout the scrimmages, just learn kind of not what we already knew, but we got a lot of guys returning on offense that have played a lot of snaps for us. We got a lot of production returning, and so it's been good to see improvement from those guys. I don't think there's been a ton of complacency on offense. I think the messaging, the little details that we're focused on, the improvement that we want to see, those guys have really taken that and ran with it. I think have done a really good job all fall camp, getting better from practice 1 to today's Tuesday practice. Every time we step on the field, there's things we need to clean up and we need to do better, and those guys have done a good job taking ownership of that and getting better and running with that.
Looking at this Lamar defense, even though it is week 1, but what do you expect the Cardinals to kind of throw at this offense?
I think when you watch film, I think they have a lot of returning players, so they got a lot of starts under their belt. They played a lot of defense together. I think they're very sound in what they do. I think they know their scheme inside and out. It shows up on tape. You don't see when you watch the tape, you don't see receivers running wide open very often. You don't see just these big gashes in the run game very often, because they're sound, they're well coached, they know where to be. They've got good players. I know their boundary corner, number 3, he was an all-conference player. He was the guy that was on the team when we played him, back at UIW in 2022, who's been a now 3-4 year starter for him. They've got a nose guard who's pretty disruptive in there. So they're going to be talented. They're going to be good. They're going to be well coached. They're going to be sound. So it's going to come down to us being able to go out there and execute, and those little details that we've been preaching all fall camp is going to be what's the difference.
I know with this offense, just a lot of depth at a lot of quarterback, wide receiver, running back, and even on the offensive line. Just how is this depth going to help this offense moving forward?
Yeah, I think the depth always helps, especially early in the season. Being able to rotate guys, keep them fresh, especially in the skill positions, and then it just protects you a little bit, because I think injuries are going to happen naturally in football. A guy's going to go down. Joey Herbert missed a couple games last year. There's pieces that are going to be missing at different points, and I think we're just in a better position to handle that this year, where the next guy up, there's not really much of a drop off in a lot of those spots. So excited for that, and excited to see those guys finally get a chance. Some of the new faces finally get a chance to go out there and prove themselves a little bit week 1.
Is there a position group that you're kind of really most excited about to kind of see on the field?
I think the running backs probably out of everybody on the offense. Obviously Ish had a great season last year, so anticipating him to come out and perform like he usually does. But a lot of those guys behind him, are either new faces, or you got Lincoln Perry, who I've never had the chance to coach in a game. So you got three transfer guys in there behind Ish, and then Lincoln. So that'll be the first time I've seen any of those four guys play in a game. So excited to see them carry the rock and hopefully make a couple of people miss.
Lincoln Perry's been a proven player at this level. You have the other transfers from Washington State, a couple from UTEP in the backfield as well. How do you go about making sure everybody gets the ball enough?
Yeah, that's gonna be Coach Neely's problem all season. I think is keeping those guys happy. But no, they have a great dynamic in that room. I do think Coach Neely does a great job with those guys, and they know too. There's 5 running backs in there. There's gonna be times when somebody's got a hot hand, and we let those guys kind of roll in the game a little bit. But they all support each other. That they've got a great culture in there where it's not a bunch of it's not a big me thing where everyone's in there complaining about carries. They want the team to succeed. They want us to score points. And so I think it's going to be kind of a game by game basis on who ends up getting the most carries in that room.
Jaden Williams, who we had on the coach's show last night, anticipate for him to have a really big impact. In his first year with his program, transfer to Boston College. How does he complement the guys that are back? Joey Holbert, Cole Wilson, Chris Gahn, who's now going to get more role this year. But how does Jaden Williams complement them?
I think he just fits in there. He just kind of fits that same skill set that those guys have. I think he's got great position flexibility. You can move him around outside, inside receiver, and he's another explosive big play guy that can make plays down the field. And another guy too. We throw a little tunnel screen out there to him. He's a great ball in hand guy, so he's going to be able to make people miss and turn a little 2-yard pass into a 15, 16-yard gain. And so I think for me, just finding ways to get those guys the ball, and being creative within doing that is going to be big, because just like the running back room, the receiver room, we got a lot of deep talent in that room, and so getting the ball to all those guys and letting them showcase their abilities can be huge. But Jaden's done a phenomenal job coming in, hitting the ground running, learning the scheme, and just going to work with the right mindset every day. And he's gotten infinitely better, from the day he showed up here in January to the player he is now. And I think that's a testament to Coach Morris, his development of the receiver room, I think has been awesome. And then, also Coach Hugh throughout the offseason, getting those guys right. So excited about that room and really excited about what I think Jaden can bring to this offense.
How much does the 2-minute warning change how you call plays?
I wouldn't say a ton. I think it's just basically, you just end up having an extra timeout at the end of the game. There's a couple unique scenarios that we've gone over. We use an analytics company, CAI Analytics, and so they came in and gave us a presentation on how it could potentially affect your time management at the end of the game. So there's a couple unique things about like when you don't want to rush and when you want to take it to the 2-minute, or when you want to call a timeout to be able to get an extra play in before the 2-minute warning. It's actually the 2-minute timeout, not the warning. So we got to use the right phrasing here, right? But anyways, so I don't think it'll affect me too much as a play caller, but there are some there's some unique little quirks within that that we've talked about, and we've prepared for those things.
Analytical company is CIA.
CAI.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
All right,
No, we don't use the CIA.
some good spyware.
Yeah.
Anything else? Coach, just how excited are you finally get, game week? You guys are done with camp and all that stuff, just getting back into the routine of game week, as the coaching staff.
Yeah, definitely excited. I mean, this is what we work. We work a lot of hours in the off season. We spend a lot of time recruiting all these guys to come here, and we put a lot of effort in this thing. So we get 12 of these opportunities guaranteed, and so we're fired up to go out there and make the most out of this one. And I'm fired up to not be going against our defense every day too. Coach McCoy has been doing a great job with those guys and giving us a ton of different looks and preparing us well, which is will serve us really well down the road. But those guys are doing a phenomenal job. So excited to go play somebody else for sure.